And I believe I'm live. At least YouTube says I'm live, so I must believe that one. But today I'm gonna start painting. I have quite a number of landscapes that I have printed out and plan to bring to Earth. And I printed out 10 or 11 landscapes. Just want to create a casual stream painting and hanging out. I'm also printing away some objects for my Star Wars Millennium Falcon, and we'll have to start and stop prints and such, so I'll attend to that as well. But I'm gonna just start painting, and I haven't painted in a while, so I have to get my painting skills back up, I guess. So I'm gonna switch cams. So hope you can see it here. This is a landscape of area called Landmannalaugar. I painted this landscape before. It's a very beautiful geothermal active area. There's like hot springs. You can take a bath in the hot spring up in the middle of the Icelandic highlands. It's a really beautiful area. You can hike through those canyons and up on those mountaintops. It's one of my favorites area up in the Icelandic highlands. It has quite a lot of color in it because of geothermal activity. Also a lava field. It's quite dark. I'm gonna just start with the painting. So let me know in the chat if the audio is coming through good, if the music is okay. Yellow and brown color. There's not much vegetation in this area to some degree. Like in this part there is some vegetation, but mostly it's just moss. There's not like too much grass or anything like that. And there's some snow mountain tops as well. Try to travel to this area each summer. I've also been here quite a number of times in the winter time, usually with my search and rescue team. We go up in those mountains quite regularly to train, also doing some rescue missions, saving people that get in trouble. It's a very popular area to travel to, and therefore we have a lot of incidents as well. One summer I was staying here for 2 weeks on like a search and rescue patrol, mountain patrol, and we were just located up where the most of the people were, just to be closer. It takes like 3 hours to drive to this area from Reykjavik. So it's not so far away, but still when most people is traveling in this area, we have a stationed patrol for the summer weeks for 5-6 weeks during the summer. Take turns. I'm just getting the base color, mostly brown and yellow. I'll add in some more colors. Yeah, hi Medic Vince, nice to see you. I'm painting landscape from Landmannalaugar. It's a mountain area up in the highlands of Iceland. Extremely beautiful area. There are quite a number of active hot springs at this location. It's very common when you go here to take a bath in one of the hot springs. It's good fun, especially in the winter time when you come and take a hot bath in a natural setting. Putting in some blue colors as well. So the geothermal activity, there's a lot of sulfur in the ground. The sulfur along with the basalt rock, when the sulfur goes up through the basalt, it creates all kind of colors. So you can see red, blue, yellow, green, and like this mountain here in the middle, it's called Blátoppur. It's so basically blue top. So it has a blue tint to it. Now when I have a base color, I'm using lighter brush strokes to get the highlights in. Gives it more depth. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's good fun. And I probably told you before, I have no formal training in painting education or whatnot, so I'm just figuring out how to do it. It's good fun and people are happy with the results, so I love doing it. It's quite relaxing just to spend your time with the brush. Like the brush I'm using, it's like a sponge. It's not even a paintbrush. Yeah, hi Chris. Yeah, it's basically just trying to figure out what colors work. Like trying to get some contrast in the landscape. Like for this area, I traveled many times in it, so I know the look and feel of the colors in the landscape. I'm just doing it in a similar color scheme. It's not like I'm trying to do it photorealistic compared to aerial photo or such. I'm just getting an overall feel of the area in the color scheme. Yeah, hi Oscar, welcome. Yeah, it's a good fun. Sometimes I do the same landscape with winter edition. Like in this area, there is always some snow up in the mountains. There is a glacier a little bit far off. In normal summer weather, some of the snow doesn't melt totally, so there is always some level of snow in this area. So I'll add that at some point. Yeah, it's just fun. I'm using this acrylic paints. This is the paint I'm using, Pandoro. I get them at a local hobby store, and also this sponge stuff I'm using. Gonna put in a little bit of green. There's a small lake at this location, so I have to paint that in as well. Lava flow, that's relatively new lava flow. It's still hasn't been taken over by vegetation, so it's a little bit darker. Comes with this mountain. So a small lava flow here. There are like tiny volcano activity in several places. Also with the black, I just lightly stroke over the mountaintops just to give the tops a little bit of contrast. Happy strokes, like Bob Ross would say. Give those mountains some happy strokes. Yeah, hi Costner. I mean, it's gonna be just one suitcase. I'm bringing over approximately 10 or 11 landscapes. I planned to print more, but you might have seen my CR10 tweet a few days ago. I had so much trouble with the printer, I decided to kill it. I've been wasting too much time on filament and failed print, so troubles. So I decided to kill it. That meant I'm not. I was like at Murph. I brought over 22 landscapes, or 21. That was a full suitcase. I plan to print the same amount, but 11 have to do this time. Now finally I'm gonna paint a little bit of snow and then the lake. It's like the first snow of the year or something. just touching the mountaintops. And here's the lake. Using just a normal brush for that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna build a new printer from those parts. I'm just probably gonna just have the parts for playing around with, maybe with Arduino kit or something. But I'm thinking about getting a resin printer instead to create models. I want at some point to do a Railcore printer as well. I haven't decided. Yeah, I haven't actually. I know what you mean. Like Joe, the Maker Noob, did of Malta, like a whole country. But no, I haven't like planned it through. But I thought about it a few times. If I should do like a bigger area. But I really don't have space to put it anywhere. And I'm done with it. So here's a small lake, and there is some small river going through here. So I think for this landscape, this one is done. Who's your daddy? Yeah, hi John. And hi Don. And hi Ben, nice to see you. Haven't seen you for quite a while. You're always on Twitch doing some games, some cooking. Yeah, and hi Kostner. Put this aside and start on the next one. This is a mountain Esja. It's a mountain just here close to Reykjavik, just 10 minutes drive from Reykjavik. So you can see this mountain from the Reykjavik capital area. There's a very popular hiking path up this mountain, and also a very common for a rescue team to go up there to save people that have hurt their feet or something. Yeah, Twitch, you can't do a thing. Yeah, you disappeared from YouTube. Yeah, hi Chris, Goeta, Gulueta. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. I'll call you Chris. Yeah, but this has a lot of greens in it. So the base color for everything is going to be green, and then the mountain is going to be brown and gray. So here I will start with a green base color. No, this is called Esja. This is actually a very simple name. Esja is the name of this mountain. They have some good names for the mountains. The other one I was doing was called Landmannalaugar, so that's quite a name. And in this one I had the model without the sea, so this is the coastline. Normally when I have the coastline I have the model for the sea as well and just paint in the sea. But when I saved this model I just had the coastline. Yeah, it's probably one of the few mountains with a simple name. Actually, this part of the mountain is called Móskarðshnjúkar. Móskarðshnjúkar, so try to say that 5 times in a row. And this part is called Kistufell. Earth is in the 11th or 12th to 13th of October, so it's coming soon, just after a few weeks. Yeah, what's up with my CR10? It's I can show you the state of it. Let me move the camera. You can see this box. That's my CR10. It's no more, let's say. I lost my patience with it and killed it. It's given me so much trouble. I don't enjoy it anymore. Never had, actually. Where are you going, Ben? No, I'm gonna harvest some of the parts, and a lot of the parts are upgrades that I'm gonna use at some time with other projects, so I'm not gonna send it to anyone. Like the steppers, my son is having interest in Arduino programming, and we're probably going to do some projects with the stepper motors and switches and such, so it's a good pile of hardware to play around with. So it's going to get some use for educational purposes. So now the base coat of green is here, and now I'm going to paint in the browns for the mountains, blend that into the green. TwitchCon, okay. So you could have gone full retard on Twitch, going to TwitchCon and whatnot. That must be fun though. Is it your wedding, Chris, or someone else's wedding? Yeah, cool. That's cool, Ben, that you get good viewers. Yeah, nice to see you, man. Thanks for jumping in. Blending a little bit of yellow as well. Yeah, your older daughter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought so. You would be probably married for a long time. I had been with Sigga, my wife, for 10 years before we married. We were engaged for quite a long time, and we finally decided to do the marriage thing. blending together some green and white to lighten up the lowest parts, like where most of the grassland is. A little bit too dark green for grass landscape. Now I'm also starting to use lighter brush strokes to get some more contrast. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stream for a while, so see you back when you have a chance to jump in. When you go hiking up this mountain, you're about 1 hour from the seabed to the top, and then you can walk for approximately 20 kilometers all the way through this mountain ridge and down either here or here. So it's like a good day trip hiking. It's quite popular, mostly because it's just close by the capital, so you just have to drive for 50 minutes out of town to get to this area. Using the brown color to give it a little contrast. Now I paint from the mountaintops down to the grass areas. Paint the green from the grass areas up in the mountains. It's just a technique I found to give good results. go up this mountain and stand on top here, see the whole capital area. It's a quite good viewing point for the Reykjavik capital area. A bit of black just on the top parts. Most parts on the top there is very light vegetation, so it's mostly mud and rock, and a little bit of vegetation. There's some cliffs as well. And this part here with Moskarðshnjúkar, this one has some geothermal activity colors in it. So there's some yellow and blue colors. So adding a touch of that. It's just isolated to this area. It's not overall in the area. A little bit different color scheme on this tiny part. So I think for this one, this is done. This is like high summer edition with all the greeneries going full force. No snow and nothing like that. This would be like late July. At the summertime, there's usually no snow in this mountain. Be a summer edition. Just to show you the difference in color schemes. Highland area up in the mountains versus a green mountain near the coastline. So on to next one. This one is called Skarðsheiði. Here's a mountain peak called Skessuhorn. This is a little bit further away from the capital area, still just maybe half an hour drive or 50 minutes drive from Reykjavik. It's quite popular as well for hiking and such. I've been training in the search and rescue in this mountain area as well for quite some time ago. We had crazy weather. Those mountains are quite steep. There's a lot of cliff areas and there's some climbing areas as well. In the winter time, people go here to ice climb as well in some parts. So it's a very popular area. I'm thinking of doing a more winter themed painting with some snow. The base color is still gonna be green and brown for the lower areas here. It's like farmland in this area and just a mountain. So starting with green and moving up to brown and the theme. Er að streyma, Siggi? Er að streyma? As I move up in the mountain, I'm adding more brown. Still a little bit too much green in the sponge to get it out and put more brown in. But for the most part, I like to cover the whole area with the base colors and then blend in the more natural colors to give it contrast. It's easy to paint on the wet paint, so to speak. Just drop my color into the paint. See my palette, it starts to blend all the colors in the middle. Gets blending together brown and white to get a light brown. Some of the blending happens beforehand, but most of the blending is happening just on the canvas, so to speak. This will be like early fall, and there's some green in the lowlands and snow in the mountains. See how it goes. I'm adding in browns, darker browns, to start to give the mountains a little bit of contrast. The base color is ready. Some blacks as well. There's a lot of cliff area at the mountain tops, so to use black to highlight those, make them stand out. Yeah, hi Tom. ASMR. What's that? I've never heard of that. Yeah, it's meant to be relaxing. It's just hanging out. I'm not like Walter or some of the guys that can just constantly talk for hours on a stream about whatever. I have to do something with my hands and can talk about that. Yeah, with packages. when I add it in the black, it gives it more contrast. So the landscape on mountain ridges show up a little bit more. And finally, I'm gonna put some snow. It's like early, will be like early spring. No, not early spring, early fall. Snow coming. Yeah, it was awesome to have the Comic-Con, or Midgard it was called. It's like a Comic-Con board gaming cosplay mashup. It was cool, and I did an interview with Joe Prusa, some videos on cosplay people, like short clips, and then 2 live streams, and it was amazing to. I spent the whole weekend there. I was just walking around, talking to people, looking at people doing some video clips, relaxing. Whole weekend, Friday afternoon, whole Saturday, whole Sunday. Yeah, the black does the magic for the mountain, especially in these mountains where there are some cliffs. You need to have more contrast. Now I'm adding just the snow just on the top part. So when we start to get snow at some point of height up in the mountain, it's starting to freeze, so the clouds will get rid of snow in that area and rain in the lower areas. So we get this like pretty much clean snow line just at the top of the mountain. It's just a thin layer of snow. It's not like a snow after a snowstorm. Trying to get the snow in a similar height throughout the mountain. Yeah, yeah, like a hyperlapse. It was cool. Yeah, it was for most part quite busy. There was not like thousands of people there. Probably 1,000, maybe 2,000 people totally over the weekend, but there was never extremely crowded or anything like that. But it was, for most part, just really good fun. So I think I'm done with this one. It's like early fall edition with snow in the mountains. So here's the next one. This one is called Hornstrandir. It's in the northwest part of Iceland. It's a remote area. There's no one living in this whole area. Just Arctic fox and birds. And there's a lot of moss. Just mountain. It's not very high mountains. So there's mostly moss, and then there's the ocean covering everything, so I'll have to use a paintbrush to get in the ocean. So I'm using gray and brown, a bit of green as a base color for the land. Compared to the other painting, it's a bigger area, so the mountains like the model is quite flat, so to speak, because it's a bigger area. This is like a complete hiking dreamland for people. People go here for maybe travel through this area in 7 days without any mobile transportation. They just have to hike. There's no roads, and you enter this area usually by boat. The boat drops you off and you walk around the area for a week, and the boat picks you up at some other location. It's very popular in the summertime. In the wintertime there's usually nothing going on here. Just the Arctic fox eating birds, a lot of birds, and there's no sheep or farmers using this area because it's too remote. I have the base color in. It's pretty much just brown and green moss in most parts in this area. It's maybe not very high contrast. Yeah, I'll use a brush to get the coastline. Yeah, it's because I want to have a clean line on the coastline, but for this it's just blending the colors. I'm not able to create a coastline with this brush or sponge. Blending brown and dark, or brown and black to get some contrast on the mountain tops. Yeah, we have some sand beaches, but for most parts they're just black sand. We have in the West Fjords, in the east, northwest part of Iceland, we have some beaches that are yellow sand like, but that is due to geothermal activity. It's not coral sand. But for most parts the beaches are black sand, just lava fields that go into the ocean and break down. We have one beach in Reykjavik that is an artificial beach that has imported coral sand. It's just a closed off area. We pump hot water into the sea to make it bearable for people to swim in it. So it's just like a swimming pool by the beach. Put a little bit of white. Yeah, it's just because of the lava sand is black. Small patches of snow up in the mountains. This part is like the northernmost part of Iceland, so to speak. Summer arrives very late, comes rather early, so it's very common to have snow in the mountains. Hi Carl, welcome. Nice to see you. I'm doing a landscape marathon paint for Earth. This is the 4th landscape I've done on this stream. Yeah, it's starting to take shape, even though the landscape is flat. Like there's not very much height to it. I'm using the colors and shading to get the landscape take some life into it. Highlights and shadows are the key. Yeah, that would be cool to see, like a 5-meter long constant landscape. So I think I will move on to painting the ocean for this one. Yeah, hi Michael Fox, thanks for joining in. Yeah, 10 scale of Iceland. Yeah, it would probably be quite a big of a print. Would be cool though to have like if the belt printer, how wide is the belt printer? Is it like 40 centimeters or something like that, and then do a meter long painting. One feet by no, it's a little bit bigger, but Iceland is not so big. I was there's a website you can draw or move countries around the globe to see how it is relative to other countries. You could fit Iceland inside the state of Kansas in the States. So, I guess it's similar in size as maybe England in the UK. UK with Scotland and everything is bigger, but probably is similar size as England and Wales together. Yeah, 40 centimeters. US food or UK food. Yeah, your imperial measurements makes no sense, man. It's non-logical sizing. When the coastline is around, it takes more shape, the landscape. Yeah, the Falcon Bolt. Yeah, that was a lot of gluing and making sure everything would fit. So uh, yeah, that was more of making sure everything was in good order and then waiting for the glue. This is more just doing whatever. Yeah, hi, Faye Key. Yeah, nice seeing you here. Yeah, nice to see you. Were you on the live stream with Siki when I was bursting into his room making fun of him the other day? He was streaming on Twitch. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. It's quite fun doing those landscapes. Yeah, that was. He, he was a little bit embarrassed having me on his stream. Yeah, I'm blending like it's light blue, and then I'm having a little bit of white, just at random places in it to give it a little bit more contrast. So it's not like just still water, there's some waves to it. So now I'm done with the coastline. Yeah, the name of the blue, it's called Royal Blue from Panduro, just a light blue, and then I'm using just white to blend it a little bit, so it's like a blend. But the paint is Panduro, it's just a hobby paint, acrylic paints. Yeah, it's very similar to baby blue. Yeah, you should come to Earth, Tom. It's a place to be. So this one is done. So that's the fourth landscape of this stream. Set this aside and get the next one. This one is a glacier. That's also a volcano. It's waiting to erupt. It's for the last years it's been expanding. We expect this to erupt pretty soon, but pretty soon in volcano science can be 200 years. So we don't know exactly when, but it's expanding and expected to go off. Messier 10, I don't know at this point what I'm going to do. I might get a resin printer SL1 from Prusa. I might as well, also build me a railcore. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. I really want to get both, but I don't have the chance to get both at the same time. So we'll have to see. Yeah, for this, this is a coastline here. There's some farmland, just a short strip of farmland over here. This is mostly sand, and there's glaciers coming down the mountain. So it's mostly just mountain glaciers and sand in this area. But I'm gonna put in a little bit of green to start with. But it's very clean in that regard of having just mostly sand and grey and volcano ash and stuff like that. It's not very farmer friendly. It's just a small portion of it has some greeneries. Here on the top here is the highest point of Iceland. It's 2020 meters or so. It's quite popular in certain areas of the year or time frames of the years to go hiking. It's like a 25-hour hike to go. It's quite challenging as well. Putting a little bit of green up in the mountains. For most parts it's grey and black and volcano color. Google Earth, sometimes if I don't recognize the area, but I've been traveling almost all over Iceland, so I mostly do it from memory. If I'm unclear about something, because if the sea line isn't clear, I sometimes have Google Earth to clarify where lakes or the sea line is, but mostly I have the feel for the color scheme of that area and try to use that color scheme overall. I'm not, like to say, trying to get it photorealistic in where everything is, so to speak, allowing myself to just use the base colors of the area and use that at will. Just play around. Sometimes I do winter editions and summer editions, and so the color of the vegetation is different, and just having fun blending the colors. This volcano erupted approximately 1,000 years ago, killing off all the people in the nearby area. Poor Vikings at the time lost all their houses in this area. It's not very populated. There are some farms, and for most parts it's just tourist area. You can go hiking and stop overnight going hiking up in the mountain for a day. Because of the glacier is a big attraction for the tourists as well. Come have a look at that. It's really beautiful area. So, like if you come to Iceland and drive the south coast, this is about 7-hour drive from Reykjavik. I would guess 6 or 7-hour drive. So it's quite far away. People often go to this area, stay for one night in the area, and drive back to Reykjavik the day after. Doing it on the same day from Reykjavik is quite a quite a trip. But you can do it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's the main thing with this stream of mine, just relaxing, and I'm relaxing doing the painting, and people find it relaxing to watch it, and we have a little bit of chat, so that's a good stream in my books. It's not action-packed stream. So at this point I'm putting in most of the brown, light brown base color from mountaintop. I already sprayed this area just with a primer, like a gray primer, so it's a good. There was a military base in Keflavik. Keflavik is a town 45 minutes out of Reykjavik, and for 10 years or so it's not a base anymore. It's not a permanent base. The NATO forces have facilities there, and the US take part of the air patrol of the North Atlantic based out of Keflavik Airport. And like for the last 10 or 15 years it's been used as training facility as well for NATO bases forces. So we very often have some forces from the US in Iceland to train and take part in aerial. Yeah, hi Mike, nice to see you. Yeah, to take part in the aerial defense of the North Atlantic. There is also a very effective submarine search, or like a station that has a big wire going out into the Atlantic Ocean, and they are listening for submarines. So during the Cold War it was the main listening station to see if the Russians were having submarines going down the Atlantic. So it was very important strategically wise, the location. Yeah, that's top secret. Yeah, yeah, we have it's good relationship with the US forces, so it's all public. Yeah, hi Pavron, nice to see you. It's quite stalemate. The submarine search apparatus building it's quite powerful operation. And then we have radar stations as well for both commercial and military flights. So there's some top secret activity. I'm putting now a little bit of red color. I'm just testing to see how it goes with the brown. Give the brown a little bit more contrast, and use black and more some yellow as well. There is some geothermal activity in this area because it's a volcano. There's not like much activity, but still there is some geothermal colors in the mountains at some places. So I'm putting in red and yellow to show that. And together it creates a little bit lighter brown. Now I think I will start painting in the glacier. Yeah, I found some royalty-free music stream on Spotify, and it has quite a number of different styles to choose from this playlist. So I just let it roll and see what comes up. Glacier, I'm just gonna start with the top with white. There are some glaciers that go down the mountains, like a river of ice. This part of the glacier is called Öræfajökull, and the top peak here is called Hvannadalshnjúkur. The whole glacier, it's just a small part of a bigger glacier called Vatnajökull. That's the biggest glacier in Europe. Not counting Greenland, of course, because Greenland is not in Europe. Like part of the European tectonic plate, so to speak. Glacier tumbles down the cliffs here. It's quite dramatic landscape to see. The glacier just crumbles over the mountain and picks up a lot of dirt, and it's somewhat black with dirt at the bottom, brown, so allowing the brown color to blend in a little bit for the part of the ice that goes down. It's not a clear ice. Yeah, hi 3D Print Viking. Nice to see you. It's Tom, right? Your name is Tom, or Thomas. Glaciers that tumble down the mountain, they are melting extremely fast. Global warming is killing off most of the smaller glacier flows that goes down. Vatnajökull Glacier is quite big, and it's not going to be easy for global warming to kill that off. But all the smaller glacier streams that go down the mountains, they are melting extremely fast. Seeing pictures like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, it's quite a dramatic change. Yeah, Thomas, yeah, that was for most parts I can see in the landscape itself where the glacier is and where there is landscape or gravel, because where the glacier is it's more smooth. So I'm trying to follow the line of the smooth surface, paint in the snow on the glacier. But in some areas here the glacier is tumbling down the cliffs, so it's even though it's glacier, it's still rough like a mountain. I have a pretty good memory of where the glaciers are. Fake news. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think the Trump guy is maybe not a very scientific-minded person. Or probably chooses not to be a very scientific person due to interests, financial gains in other areas. Let's see. Yes, yeah. Smartest man alive, by his own claim. To tell you the truth, I don't think it's a really smart thing to say. I'm really smart. Doesn't indicate you're smart. So it's coming along the glacier part. It's quite time consuming following the lines of the glacier. You might see it as I try to blend in a little bit of brown color in the part of the glacier that's going down the mountain, just to muddy up the glacier a little bit. think I've got a good, yeah, you'll see it. I'm bringing all those landscapes I'm doing on the stream to Earth. Gonna have it on my table. I think the snow is done. Now I'm gonna do the ocean part. That's just this area. Just a small corner. Putting a little bit of blue in the glacier parts where it tumbles down the cliffs. Sometimes has a blue tint to it, ice. On the top I'll have it white because it's mostly covered by snow. I believe I'm done with this one. Öræfajökull is the name of this area. Set this aside. Here's another glacier. And this is Eyjafjallajökull. It's a famous volcano that took out flights over the Atlantic in 2010. It's quite a number of people getting stuck due to flight getting cancelled. Probably most of the famous glaciers in Iceland in later years, so to speak. There's some farmland in this area down to the coast, and it's mostly just mountain and glacier. This is about 2-hour drive from Reykjavik. And there are two really beautiful waterfalls in this area that people go see when they're driving on the south coast. One is called Skógarfoss. That's in this area here, and a little bit to this place here. It's a waterfall called Seljalandsfoss. You can walk behind it. It's really nice. And as before, I'm just covering the whole area with the most common color, brown and green. And then the whole of this part is a glacier. That will be white. A lot of canyons and cliffs and such in this area. It's quite difficult to get all the paint in to go into all of the canyons. It's getting there. Here in this area we have some farms, like I said, by the mountain range. This is like the southmost part of Iceland. There's a lot of good farmland just off this model. So plenty of cows and sheep as well. It's quite common in the winter time for people with jeeps here in Iceland that have big tires to go drive up this glacier, especially before it erupted. And the glacier cap was more safe. You could drive, like, take a half a day just driving up to this mountain and up in the glacier. But after the eruption, a lot of it is cracked, so it's more dangerous. So it's maybe starting to come together. So maybe in the last 2-3 years, it's a little bit more common for people to drive up to the crater. It's on the top. this corner. It's an extremely beautiful area with all the canyons, and there's a small pockets of forest, Icelandic trees. It's a good area to go hiking in. There's a hiking route over this mountain from the sea level to this area. It's like a 25-hour walk. I've done it 3 times, I think. It's a great experience. This would be a summer edition with all the greens. There is some vegetation for most parts, very close to the edge of the glacier. This glacier has been pretty stable for a long time, so it's not like so much sand area or gravel area around it. Vegetation has been able to climb up to it. So mostly green, some gray and brown. In a little black to give the mountain more contrast. During the summer, it's like I said, popular to hike up the mountain over here. There's a big glacier on this side as well, so you like go between 2 glaciers. It's a really interesting setting. I think I'll just paint in the glacier, even though the base color of the whole thing was white. I'm gonna clean up the edges of the glacier with a brush. Here in this area, during the World War II, there was a B-72 airplane that crashed into this mountain. Something happened, and I don't know if it was fog or what happened. They crashed up here in the mountain, in I think 1,200 meter height. And I've been on a trip to go up this mountain to find the remains of the airplane and bring down all kind of stuff from the airplane. We found a lot of personal items from the pilots, all kind of stuff that we brought down, and now it's on a museum. When the museum was ready with all the stuff, the pilots and the crew from the airplane came to Iceland and with their families. It was like old men at the time when they came. We showed them pictures of the Avenger getting the stuff from the airplane, and it was quite interesting to see their reactions when we showed them their like shaving equipment, and we found some items, the clothes and all sorts of stuff that they recognized. It was good fun. Just checking, is the chat working? The last chat I can see is from Popular On. I can't wait to see this on Earth. Can you type something in the chat? It hasn't moved for quite a while. Just wondering if the chat is frozen. Yeah, okay, so it's working. Yeah, you never know. People are just watching and not typing anything. The stuff, no, it's just on a museum, and they were just they were just happy to see the effort to be put in to reclaim the items and such, but it belonged, the best place for it was in the museum. They didn't want to take anything back, so to speak. But if I remember correctly, they all survived the crash. But they had to go down the mountain, and they saw some lights of farmers across the big river. So there's a big river on this side. So it was quite much trouble for them to get help, so to speak. But I think they all survived the crash. Yeah, too busy watching. Yeah, like I know Walter had an issue on his stream a few days ago where the chat just stopped working for some reason, and I don't know what happened. So I was just wondering if it was the case. Yeah, they're gonna start. My plan was to try to stream up till their stream, so My wife is getting dinner ready for me as well, so soon it will be ready. This will be the 6th landscape of this session, so I think that's a good number of paintings for one stream. 2 hours, maybe, yeah, 2.5 hours in total. So that's all good. Now you can see the crater more clearly. There's a big crater on top of the mountain, and like edges coming out, sticking out of the glacier. And when it erupted, there was a huge flood going through down here. Even sleeping. Yeah, maybe. This is about to be finished. It's gonna be a summer edition with just the glacier. I'm not gonna do snow in the mountains. So this will be the last one. Just gonna show you all of them. This one is Esja, summer edition. Here's Öræfajökull, like a summer edition as well. Landmannalaugar, like early fall edition. Skarðsheiði, this is a fall edition as well with the first snow in the mountain. And Hornstrandir, this is the final one. So it's 6 landscapes that are done on this stream. I think it's a record for a stream. But I've been on for just over 2 hours, so it's a good process. I still have, let me count, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 5 landscapes to do. So I'll probably do another live stream at some point doing the remaining 5. Yeah, 5 years from now. yeah, if the glaciers all go away, yeah, it might happen at some point of time, unfortunately. But yeah, but I think this will be it for this stream. It's been good fun hanging out and doing those landscapes. I'm gonna have some dinner. Wife is getting ready the dinner, and I'll probably see you at Fun in the Country Buzzmint stream that will start in 20 minutes or so. So see you guys there, and thanks for watching.